And also we have Brotherhood member Kendi as well, and we're the 4 Brotherhood members in our team. In the other team there, the team consists of Brotherhood member TR and Brotherhood member Crimson Overlord, also known as Pain. Also in their team is Mike. Mike used to be in the Greeks clan, and then he went into the King's clan, and he is a very good player. And the other team member is King's Dock. As you can see, Mike has bought Greek cities factions with their Spartans, and the Spartans are renowned to be elite troops, and Rome Total War show this by the specifications that they give the Spartans. The Spartans are a very tough unit and very difficult to kill, and in the right hands they can be battle-winning troops. Mike is very good with them. Although he hasn't played for a long time, he's back on Rome Total War after taking a break. But with all the veterans in this game, this should be an absolutely great battle to watch. As you can see, our one Brotherhood member, Tigran, has bought the Macedon faction. Macedon have big 120-man men units and are a huge army. Their specifications are not as good as the Spartans, but they have the numbers. So my guess is that the Greek cities faction will want to fight the Macedon faction, and it will be quality against quantity, and it should be very interesting to see. As you can see, on the right of our Tigran's forces is Brotherhood member Pompey, and on the left is Brotherhood member Kendi, and they will guard his flanks to make sure that no enemy troops can get round the side or the rear of his spearmen. Obviously, trying to fight spearmen head on is very difficult, but if you can get your infantry units around the side or the rear, this makes a big difference. As you can see on the left, our cavalry, Kendi's cavalry, is ready to charge, and so is mine, and you can see that the enemy are preparing to attack. The Greek cities factions are ready to attack at any stage, and they are a great attacking force if used properly. And although Macedon has the numbers, if the Greek cities are used properly, they could punch a hole through Macedon because of their great specifications. At this stage of the battle, the Macedon spearmen and the Greek city spearmen are actually engaging, and this should be quite interesting. As you can see, the Macedon forces have huge numbers advantage over the Greek cities, but the Spartan specifications certainly can make up for that if they are used properly. Did you know that in real life Spartan boys were actually taken from their families at the age of 7 and then trained, they put through rigorous training for 14 years until they were 21, when they could then actually go into battle, and they were the elite troops of their time. And even today, if you mention Spartans, then straight away come into your mind comes elite troops, and they are very good. And as you can see close up, the spearmen fighting. On our left, Kendi is attacking with cavalry and infantry, supported by myself, and on our right, Pompey is there to support Tigran's right flank there to stop, as I said before, any enemy infantry from getting around behind him. Both our cavalry, Kendi's and my own, are both ready to attack at any time, and King Doc and Brotherhood member Crimson are fighting well on our left. In the centre, Macedon and Greek cities are fighting it out, and this should be quite an interesting engagement to see what happens there. King Doc has just charged his cavalry into Kendi's army, and Kendi has retaliated with his cavalry. I am now charging my cavalry in as well to support. As you notice, Crimson's cavalry now is going to come charging in. He has also sent infantry support units in as well. It should be very interesting on our left. As you can see, it's becoming a massive battle there now, and it'll be interesting to see if we can hold against this massive cavalry and infantry attack against us. In the centre, if you can see there, the Macedon army and the Greek cities army are really having a battle there, although I think some of the Greek cities now are starting to rout. The weight and numbers of the Macedon spearmen really told there in the centre. Over on our right, Pompey is holding out well against Brotherhood member TR, and on our left we are still trying to battle it out there. As you can see, a lot of the Greek cities now are starting to rout with the sheer weight and numbers of the Macedon army pressing down on them. It looks like the whole centre is going to collapse at any time. This is a good sign for us, but not a very good sign for the enemy team. On our left, Crimson is still holding well with King Doc, but the centre is their main concern at the moment. At this stage of the battle, our Macedon ally seems to have killed most of the Greek cities and is now in charge of the centre area. King Doc has got behind where the Greek cities were in trying an attempt to try and hold their centre against the Macedons. Kendi and myself are over on the left here, over this side, over on the left, and we're trying to push through. Crimson Overlord is trying to hold that position to stop us coming round. It should be quite an interesting battle, but now their centre's gone, I would think it would just be a matter of time before Macedon or a Macedon ally moves forward and starts to get in contact with the enemy Roman army. It's looking good for our team at the moment. On the left hand side of the battlefield, you can see my army is there facing Crimson Overlord, also known as Pain, and he's moved his infantry round to the left of my left flank of my army, and see his 4 cavalry that are stood there waiting. What he would like me to do is to turn my army to face his infantry so that his cavalry could smash into the flank of my infantry as they were turning, but instead of that I'm going to keep my infantry steady and just move units from the right side of my army over to the left to just engage his infantry. I'm also going to charge my cavalry into the back of his infantry as he's moving around the back of mine, and I've managed to hit and rout his general there. That's extremely bad for the morale of his troops. I'm now going to move my cavalry back, because the last thing you want is to get your cavalry into the thick battle with infantry, because the infantry usually always wins. The cavalry are great shock troops, but you need to pull them out basically very quickly after they've made contact. As you can see, Kendi is fighting King Doc here, and King Doc's army has got his back to my cavalry. Very weak position, so I'm now going to charge my cavalry straight into King Doc's army to help out my teammate Kendi. And as my cavalry smash into King Doc's army, you can see his units starting to rout, and now his general units routed as well, and his general's now been killed. I'm now going to pull my cavalry straight back out there, because I've done what I wanted to do, and that was actually rout several of the enemy's units there and kill the general.
The gods be praised! The enemy general is dead!
Over on our right, Macedon is fighting TR here, along with Pompey. The centre is actually basically given way now to the flanks battle, and it is basically my army now at the moment trying to hold out against Crimson's army here, and there are some elements of Kendi's army in there as well at the moment.
This loss is hard for us,
things are still pretty much in the balance at the moment, but we will see as we go along. I'm pulling my cavalry back, as you can see, as I like to use the actual charge bonus as much as I can, as this actually causes me a lot of the enemy units to rout. As you see, I'm charging in again now, and I'm just going to see if this charge is going to rout some of Crimson's units. It's a head-on charge straight through my own infantry who are engaging with Crim's units, and as you can see, the impact of the cavalry charge has caused a mass rout in Crimson army, and that is the weight and power of a cavalry charge in wedge. All my units were in wedge formation there, which really aids penetration of the cavalry units into the infantry. The way that it's looking at the moment, it looks soon that the battle will be won by our team. Great game by everybody. At this stage of the battle, it looks very much like our team has managed to win this battle. All sides showed great skill, and this was a real veterans battle. Everybody in this game could quite rightly wear the Rome Total War t-shirt, which would say "Been there, done that," and that would cover all aspects of Rome Total War, because everybody in this game are truly veterans, Rome Total War veterans, and have played extremely well. As you can see here, the Greek city's Spartan's general is the last one left, and Tigran is using the weight of his Macedon spearmen on the front, and if you've noticed, he's bringing Macedon spearmen around the rear. This will greatly reduce the morale of any unit when it sees enemy troops behind it, and I wouldn't surprise me if this Greek city started to rout, and it just has routed there. And basically that would be the end of the battle now. As I say, everybody in this game has played really well. They're all Rome Total War veterans and with years of experience and great tactical skill, and everybody played really well, and it was a pleasure to play in this game with such good players. And I just hope all of you that were watching this have enjoyed this game, and it's certainly shown lots of skill by all sides in this. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hello, so this is Spartan Commander's third battle that he's ever put on YouTube, and I would just like to say really well done to all the players in this game. There were 6 Brotherhood members and 2 non-Brotherhood members, and everybody played really well. The 2 Brotherhood members in the losing team probably in the next game would be in the winning team, as that's the way the Rome Total War goes. You win some and you lose some. And this was a really great battle full of veteran players, and it was really great to watch the replay to see all the great moves by these experienced players. And this is Spartan Commander saying, hoping you enjoyed the battle, and see you again. Bye bye.